This week on Bad Brackets, is it reality? Is it a parody? Who knows? Welcome back to Bad Brackets, Season 2, Episode 10, and we are looking at the best parody movies of all time. Very much so getting confused with the best satire movies of all time. I guarantee it, but we will get into that as we go. Back this week is a two-time winner. Robert Taylor is back.
It's a pleasure.
Also back is a two-time we'll say participant. Scott is back.
Oh, wait, that's me. No.
And coming back all the way from Season 1, making his Season 2 debut, Andrew is back.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Again, this being Episode 10, expect the next week or two for me to really start compiling all the stats like I did in Season 1. We're not quite ready for the Mount Rushmore of Bad Brackets because we don't have 4 people that have won twice yet. If you watched last week, we do have our first 3-time winner. So congratulations to him. I will not spoil it. You can go back and watch that episode if you so choose. But Robert trying to tie them as well. We'll get into all that stats and all the goofy stuff as we go. But again, this is parody movies, which I learned as I prepped for this episode is unknown. Nobody understands the difference between a parody and a satire, and I'm not smart enough to know the difference. So I brought on these 3 fine men to yell at me when I get it incorrect. Is that correct, Robert? Is that what the plan is for this episode?
That's the plan for every episode.
That's right. I knew when I put this together. I'm going to get yelled at, 1, for the rantedness of my bracket, and 2, because there's a lot of incorrect information on this bracket, I'm sure. But let's get right into it. Let's go through the rules, especially for Andrew, who has not seen all of the Season 2 editions just yet. But each contestant's going to pick 3 movies on the 24-movie bracket. We'll figure out who goes first here in a second. Points are given out based on the seed of that movie. So if the movie is the 14th seed, you get 14 points. But if it is not on the bracket, you get absolutely nothing. This was another one of those brackets that was really tough to compile which ones to keep in, which ones to keep out. And again, I'm going to get yelled at because there's going to be some good movies that were kept out for a movie that Robert thinks is satire, not parody. But it's neither here nor there. Each of them are going to get 1 counter pick. If their counter pick is not on the bracket, they get a bonus 5 points. But if it is on the bracket, you lose 5 points. New rule that I need to add to my listings here that we talked about last week that I'm implementing this week. If all 9 picks are actually on the bracket and nobody had a chance to get a counter pick right, no negative. We'll give those 5 points back to you once all 9 are revealed. It's tough to just ding people 5 points when there was 0 chance of it anyways, but I will not reveal that until the end of the episode. Keep things kind of in suspense a little bit. Also, the bubble pick, which is later on in the episode, we'll be now compiling points. Nobody's got the bubble point or bubble pick yet. So if you get it right in this episode, it's worth 10 points. If nobody gets it again this episode, it'll be worth 11 points next week. Before the show, each contestant gave me their predictions on what will be in the Final 4 and what will be the champion. Each time they get a Final 4 pick right, they get 2 points. They get a bonus 2 points if they get them all correct, and 5 points if they get the champion correct. Any questions before we picked who gets to go first?
No.
Hearing none,
I'm
which is
doubt I'll
nice
be
to
first.
know.
Never happens.
We will spin the
Never
wheel.
say
No
never.
whammies, no whammies. Told you. Never.
Okay.
Scott gets to go at it first, followed by Robert. So
Ooh, don't even get the
Andrew
back-to-back.
will get the last pick.
All right.
So Scott, 24 movies are on the parody bracket. Which one do you think's on the lower tier? If you guys can repeat what happened last week, where the bottom 5 of the bracket were all picked, I will be incredibly impressed.
Snazzy.
Very nice.
I probably won't do that because I have such surface level of parody versus satire, but I'll just say the first one I pick will be Spaceballs.
Baseball.
Okay, so great movie. Definitely going to be on the bracket. Knowing Randy, he probably could have put that at 24, even though it should be at like 5. But
Attacked already. You don't even know what I did.
It could even be in my hand right now.
Oh, it is.
yes.
Andrew has his props. Andrew, what was it? A box of cereal when we did the Final Fantasy episode?
I always come with props. Yeah, it was a cookie box.
Oh, cookie box.
When is this? This is now. Now? Yes, this is now. What we're watching right now is now. All right. This, I know, it's actually one of those few parody movies that came out in the like early 2000s that I actually enjoyed, and it was nice to see that it's been on the, it's kind of like top 20 in the aggregate. So I'm curious where Randy's gonna put it, but give me Not Another Teen Movie.
Not Another Teen. I'm just going to do that. That's a long name. Also, I'll just throw it out there. Nobody's gotten a big issue with it, but it popped in my head with Spaceballs because they're now getting ready to do a sequel to it.
Yes.
There was no strict rule, but I really only put one per franchise if it mattered.
Okay.
For the most part,
the only one I think that it probably could is Hot Shots Part 2 and Naked Gun 2.5, but even then the originals are just leagues better.
For some of the parody movies, usually don't get a lot of sequels, but for those that do, I just made sure I picked one.
Makes sense.
Follow-up question on that is: did you limit the number of Mel Brooks movies? Because you could probably do one that's just
no, he's putting them all in one bracket, dude.
Good. Okay.
He's putting them all in one bracket. They're all going to be in one bracket, so only one comes out.
Let's see.
You guys are not ready. It's all Mel Brooks movies. This is all just
this is all just Mel Brooks movies.
This is the Mel Brooks bracket. This is the Druckenheimer bracket. This is
not a Mel Brooks. I'll go with Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Okay.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to all sorts of abbreviations here. But go ahead, Andrew. Give me your second pick.
Then I'll go with a more recent one. I'll go with Scary Movie. I know there are so many of them. I'll just do the first one.
Okay. Scary Movie.
All right. I'm afraid this one is not going to be on the list, but it absolutely needs to be.
Are you listening, Andrew, for a possible counter pick? He's not confident.
Yeah, but it absolutely should. So I'm hoping Randy took care of it. But give me Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking the juice in the hood. Just put menace. I don't care. But that is a class. That is the Wayans brothers before Scary Movie. Classic parody of like Boys in the Hood and all those movies, man. It's so good.
Movie titles, man. All right, Scott.
Let's go with Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
There was my third. Good pull. Good pull.
My third.
Good pull.
Well, now you guys have to come up with something else. All right, Scott.
And last, let's go with probably my favorite parody movie, but Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Good.
Robin Hood. All right, back to Robert.
Oh, man. I don't know if Randy's going to put Black Dynamite on there, so it absolutely should be. But give me This Is Spinal Tap. Yes.
All right, Andrew, you're going to close it out here.
Ooh, okay, I'll go with one that I'm like, this might be one that's like, I don't know, kind of, I think it's parody of a certain genre. Could be on the list, maybe not. I'll go with Hot Fuzz.
Great movie. Yep, great pull.
All right.
Underrated.
Andrew, since you were the last pick, you get the first counter pick. Who do you want to go after?
All right. So this is one that's on the list that I think is not on the list.
Correct.
Okay.
Any of these 9 that were drafted.
don't drink your juice while being a menace.
Don't be a menace.
Yeah, I'm like that. It could be, but I'm gonna say that it's not.
Yeah.
Robert?
It's Randy. I could see him leaving Menace off and putting on like Date Movie or something.
Maybe they're head to head. You don't know.
Yeah. trying to look at my list real quick to see if where Menace would sit in there. I mean, he probably. I'm almost thinking about hedging my own bet.
All of us just bet on Menace. No,
No, that's why it's a draft. Menace is off the board. Menace is off the board. You can't pick it.
You can't pick both.
No, it's
No.
a draft.
All right. Well, in
That's
that
why
case,
Part
I
of the
would
draft.
probably. Monty Python is satire, but it's also parody. It's kind of close, but I think Hot Fuzz might be left off.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
I mean, the
All
only
right.
other choice for me from Randy would have been Kung Pao, because I just feel like Randy wouldn't know it or see it on
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Give him some credit.
That came out
Maybe.
after the Matrix movie. That's all I remember. It's like a fighting cow or something. Is that
Call
that movie?
me Betty.
All right, Scott.
Alrighty, so this I think is because he did his whole "there's only one in the franchise." So I'll go with Scary Movie because odds are it could be like Scary Movie 2.
That would be a shame.
Scary movies or
Yeah, because there's a bunch of scary
I-
movies.
Whether he is correct or not, we will find out. That's smart thinking, I think, for Scott.
Yeah.
As the last counter pick. You guys picked some really good movies, so it's interesting. Get your whiteboards out and ready. We do have some bonus questions for you. Go ahead and write them down. And then once I'm able to get you back on the big screens, we will get your answers. So for 1 point, simple one. How many movies on the 24 movie bracket have the word "the" in the title? Sometimes I do research. Sometimes I go very basic. This question is a very basic one. Write that one down as we get to question 2. We're 3 points. How many movies on the bracket take place primarily in space? Not just have a scene in space, nothing like that, because I've not seen them all, to be fair, and I might have forgotten a scene in some of these movies that have had a quick thing in space, but primarily in space. And worth 5 points. How many movies on the bracket have a person's name in the title? Though I will say, I don't think like a Mel Brooks ever put Mel Brooks's such and such movie.
No.
But if he did, I'm not counting that. Like if it's a director presents this or that. But I didn't see any like that. But if I'm misunderstanding a name, then that's
Bonus points. Hey, do I get bonus points if I could tell you the exact movies that I'm thinking for these answers?
We may be able to negotiate. We will talk about it. Scott, you were the first pick, so let's get your answers first. How many movies on the bracket have the word "the"? 15. You said 4 movies take place primarily in space and 3. Robert, let's get your answers here. What do you got for movies with
I
the
got
bracket
5 movies, I think.
Okay.
Only
How
5.
about primarily in space?
Primarily in space, I've got 2.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you right now, those 2 movies are probably Spaceballs and Galaxy Quest. And for the movies of with names in it, I got those at 5 as well.
At 5. All right, Andrew, let's see your answers. How many with the word "the" in the title?
So I've got. Oh, I should have done this backward. Well, it looks like it's a 6-6. Where that's so.
They're 2s.
There are 2 on our screen.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Anyway, amazing. For me, it's all mixed around. Anyway, 2 for movies with the. 2 for movies primarily taking place in space, and 4 for movies with the name of the person in it.
Perfect.
In the title.
Also, for Andrew, if you want to fix that for you, if you click on settings and go down and you can take off mirror my camera, because it mirrors for you, but not for us.
Oh.
I learned that the hard way because I had it mirrored on, so I was like pointing at people.
Yeah.
And
Great. Okay.
There you go. So I was pointing at people,
good,
but my
okay.
camera was flipped for what I could see. But even though I'm the one recording, StreamYard records the opposite way. So I'm the first few episodes of season 2, I'm just pointing the wrong way. Even though I was pointing the right way from what I was saying. So I just turned off the
Excellent.
mirror.
Makes me
I
feel
just go
better.
like this. Hey.
Right. Ah,
I can do
there-
that too.
All right, we have your bonus questions in, but let's get to the bracket, what we are all here for. Get ready for
Who's gonna be
arguments.
angry?
Well,
Time to get mad.
What? Let's get mad right off the bat. You're 14 seed.
Oh yay!
Scary movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice points.
14 points for Andrew. Scott
Take 'em.
already.
I lose 5. I'm already negative, baby.
Probably
Scott
about
already.
that. I'm actually I'm not mad about that one. That we're
I'm not either.
Yeah.
Well, let's see
I'm
if
certainly not.
you're upset about this placement. It goes up against Not Another Teen
Oh.
Movie.
Oh dang!
19 points for Robert.
I
Scary
considered
movie.
that for not
Another
being
teen
on the list.
movie. Which one moves on? Forgot I had that as the first matchup.
I actually went into that movie with 0 expectations.
Which one?
Not another teen movie,
All right.
and I'll tell you why when we're
I've
done.
not seen either. So,
Um,
show me where.
This is one of the questions. Isn't how many movies did he watch in this bracket?
There's a lot that I forget if I saw or not. So I avoided that one.
Mine would be probably 24, depending on what he put in here.
It's a good chance.
Mine would be like 5.
Should have went, how many movies does Robert actually think is a parody and not a satire?
You're 2 for 2 so far.
I would have had to keep a running total. Show me winner. Not another teen movie. Scary movie. Andrew.
Spooky
Scary
movie.
Okay.
Robert, why'd you go
Yes,
not
sir.
another teen movie?
It's held up better over time. It absolutely has held up better. The jokes are better. You got Chris Evans. You got Lexi Gray. I know that's not her name, but you got so many people in that movie. The spoofing of Varsity Blues, the spoofing of Can't Hardly Wait. That thing not that thing you do, but She's All That. It's just it holds up really well. And as Randy Quaid was in there for comic relief before he went crazy. So
I will say for not another teen movie, again, I haven't seen that one, and I don't know if I've seen Scary Movie. At least I don't remember. I think Not Another Teen Movie came out at the perfect time because there were so many teen movies that hit within that 5-10 year period.
And that was the first one that was like post Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Like when they started making, and then it led to like Date Movie and Epic Movie and all those crappy ones. But this is the one that was actually really good. And then you can see like they still reference it a lot, especially with Chris Evans. Looking at, that's America's ass.
Yeah, I mean, Chris
Evans
is a huge reference all the time.
Yeah, he uses it all the time. It's great. It launched his career. So,
all right. Well, Scary Movie moves on. We'll talk about that shortly because it might get eliminated here. And it goes up against your 3 seed.
Shaun of the Dead? No,
Airplane.
Ooh, Airplane.
Ooh.
Airplane or Scary Movie? Which one?
If it
moves
does
on?
not get eliminated here, it's a travesty.
That'd be the real parody.
That'd be so. I would like disconnect.
Not like
Look
it
at
did
you,
earlier.
Scott.
2 though. If it was Airplane 2, and it's
Yeah,
anyone's game.
Maybe, yeah.
Parody sequels coming next year in season 30. All right, show me winner. We got an Airplane.
There's like not even a contest.
Nobody else gonna show me a vote? Anybody?
Sure.
Oh, we did have a Scary Movie.
I do. That's why I said look at
Spicy.
Scott.
I know.
Scott,
I know.
tell me about Scary Movie. Why'd you take that over Airplane?
Mainly because it's the first one that I've watched that actually made me like take a lot of the parody movies seriously in the sense of actually liking them more than just they're funny ha-has.
Yeah. Robert, why'd you go Airplane?
It's the greatest parody movie of all time. That's just bottom line. Like I'll spoil whatever I have to spoil here, but it's the greatest parody movie ever made, and it still holds up to this day.
Perfect. Andrew, what do you think of Airplane?
Yeah, I feel like it's something because we're talking about the ones that are kind of like the first, like you mentioned, like not another teen movie, like kickstarting all these kind of like the crappy like 21st century spoofs. But I feel like Airplane is like the grandfather of like every spoof movie. I mean, maybe some like older Mel Brooks stuff, but like you don't have those kind of mile a minute like references to like so many films that Airplane does so well. So I feel like Airplane is just like you wouldn't have the vast majority of spoof movies, parody movies without Airplane. Robert is like
laughing at Robert. He's trying to
He's trying to get himself unblurred from his own camera.
Andrew, I'm so sorry. I was not.
That's good.
The fact that he
I look like you were like high five. I love Airplane.
Well, I am because you're right. And honestly, now we need to go back and start chastising Randy for being ranked 3
instead of ranked 1. No.
You'll see. I was just gut rolling because Robert was blurry, and then he took the blur from his background, and his background was crystal clear, and just him was blurry. I was like, how did that work?
See, that's from Airplane, actually. Yeah.
It's a reference.
Airplane 3, right here.
The only reason I can see Randy doing this is he's ensuring Airplane gets put into the Final Four, which he
she very well should. No?
This is a parody of a Bad Brackets episode. That's for sure. So I did make the joke earlier that I should have had a bonus question of how many times did Robert say this is satire, not a parody. These two were very much on the edge of not making it because I'm not sure, but I went for it anyway. So I know Robert's gonna hate both of these. Partially because I know he said both of these movies before we started recording, and I just started laughing. All right, your 11th seed, Tropic Thunder. 22
Great
seed,
movie. Great movie, not
Starship Troopers. Robert brought both of them up as examples that are satire, not parody, before we recorded, and I got it wrong because I had them together. So which one moves on, sir?
Starship Troopers is still super underrated, but
and I think it has a lot of satire too, but it does parody.
It's 100% satire. Paul Verhoeven is known for satire, man. RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Showgirls. It's always
a parody over that stuff. Yeah. RoboCop almost made this list because when I had the parody satire combination.
Oh yeah.
Again, that's why
Thunder is borderline. Like it's one of those like Princess Bride type borderline. Like I would say Tropic Thunder more than Princess Bride, easily. But I could. So I'm good with that.
All right, show me a winner. Tropic Thunder looks like
it's also one of the greatest comedies of all time. So.
Totally fair. I won't argue too much. We will move right on to your 6th seed. And it is Galaxy Quest.
Oh, there's one of the space ones.
Galaxy Quest or Tropic Thunder.
Now remember, guys, when you're ranking this, you're voting for what's one of the actual parody movie. Also, I'm just going to tell you, I'll put it up right now. Remember when I said that beforehand, the top 4 doesn't accurately reflect which one was my favorite of them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Galaxy Quest.
All right, 1 vote for Galaxy Quest. Show me your answers, Andrew and Scott. Oh, Galaxy Quest all the way.
Good man. That movie is amazing. That is one of the best movies ever made. It's so good.
I will also throw out that my favorite movie of all time is probably on this list. You can also probably guess what it is, but we'll get there.
Oh, so it's not Princess Bride as your favorite. No.
I know. I'm always talking about Princess Bride to people. And it's like,
I'm going to guess Shaun of the Dead.
All right. You guys, it is Final Fantasy Spirits Within because he thinks it's a parody of a video game movie.
Well, no, because he says his favorite movie, he loves parody movies, so it's honestly, it's got to be Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, or Young Frankenstein.
It's Mel Brooks movie. Yeah, all those are really good.
It's a Mel Brooks movie, yeah. So.
It's a Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah.
All right, Airplane or Galaxy Quest? Only one can make the final 4.
I hate to see it go, but it is apropos. It's just, it needs to.
All right, we're going to start with the returner from last year. Andrew, show me your answer. Let's go, Scott. Scott, let's see yours. Oh, clean sweep, Robert.
Clean sweep. Yep.
Yeah. Not too much of a surprise. Disappointed that Galaxy Quest doesn't make Final Four, but I would have voted against it as well. So
Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite of this, but this is all about playing the game.
yes.
Playing is
let's-
subjectively probably the better, or objectively the better parody movie.
Let's move on and make Robert really, really mad. For those who do not watch the show very often,
He's doing one of these stupid movie ones.
I like the matchups.
He's doing Epic and Date, aren't you? You're fucking...
So here's your matchup and points because Hot Fuzz.
Fuzz is on the list.
Nice, very nice. Against Team America World Police.
Wait, I gave you one too many points there. You're at 29. Yeah, I gave you 15 earlier.
I'll take it.
Very nice.
And Robert, you're gonna lose 5 points. And I will agree that this is criminally low, but I wanted the head-to-head matchup. It's the same guys. Shaun of the Dead.
Dang, that's a hard one already.
It's not that hard. I just don't know why it's so low.
Again, because I wanted the matchup. And
Yeah, I know, but you couldn't have made it. Whatever.
hey, I legit, when I was putting this together today, almost flipped these two, and it would have gave Andrew more points. So
I would have been better okay with. I would have been more okay with that because of the seating. It's all about the integrity of the bracket, Randy.
There's no integrity in bad brackets, sir.
That's the point.
That was Shaun of the Dead at number 18.
All right, show me a winner. Shaun of the Dead gets a vote. Shaun of the Dead 2. Andrew Hopfuzz. Andrew, I will that way. Andrew, I
pick
will
Shaun of the
allow
Dead if
you
I knew
to defend your pick, sir.
Yeah, I will say I think Shaun of the Dead is the more popular of the two, and is I think the one more people have seen and more people like. I felt like the end of Shaun of the Dead, it just kind of ends. It just kind of fizzles out. I feel like Hot Fuzz really is like a more cohesive movie, in that it has such a good ending that ties all together. I do need to rewatch Shaun of the Dead, but I feel like Hot Fuzz is underrated and like as a film more cohesive, even if it's not like if it doesn't hit the highs that Shaun of the Dead hits early on.
Anybody want to counter that?
I agree. It's underrated. Hot Fuzz is. I don't think it's better personally, and I watch the movies consistently. But it's a personal preference. But no, Hot Fuzz is still super underrated. So
Perfect. So Shaun of the Dead moves on, and it goes up against your number 2 seed.
Young Frankenstein.
It is
Zombies versus-
Spaceballs.
Still negative.
Oh, 2 points there, Scott. You're getting closer.
There we go.
Spaceballs versus Shaun of the Dead. Anybody excited for Spaceballs 2?
Hell yeah!
I'm excited for at least
You got
Darth Helmet
Pullman
to come
and
back.
Moranis.
Yeah.
Retirement.
I wasn't excited until they announced the cast.
Yeah.
and said-
Yeah.
I actually just recently watched an interview with Moranis, and what a cool dude. He's
Yeah,
just so
right.
laid
I have
back
no
and
respect for him as a person.
like
Yeah,
talking
His
about
voice,
all the
everything.
talking about like Honey I Shrunk the Kids and how all that worked, and fantastic. All right,
Yeah.
show me a winner.
Yeah.
Is
Is this really a hard one?
No.
It sucks
There
that they
are
have to go
ones.
against each other already,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's not that hard.
I'll mention this
They're
is
not
another-
going to be in the final four.
That is my favorite movie of all time. I've
It was
never
Spaceballs?
enjoyed
Yeah.
a movie more than Spaceballs. There
It's
are
great.
better
Spaceballs
movies.
is
great.
great.
There are better
Spaceballs.
parody movies. There are better Mel Brooks movies, but I have not enjoyed them more than Spaceballs. Personally.
There you go.
Spaceballs is one of those that if it makes it to the final or to the win, I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah.
Because it's that. I mean,
It's
if
that
the
good.
final four works out the way it should, at least, I'm not. I have no complaints about who ends up winning.
So Robert, no complaints that I put Spaceballs above Airplane now, since you were upset that I had Airplane at 3.
No, I'm still upset about that in terms of like just objective thinking there and the way it is, but it's okay. They're fine.
I
They're
have
fine.
no problem if it wins, but Randy put it above it, so screw that guy.
Yeah.
So I had matchups in the first opening round of this bracket. I have a theme as well here. So your 10 seed is Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, or a movie that basically also made fun of the same sort of movie.
Top Secret?
Johnny English.
Johnny English. Ooh.
Top Secret. I'll just say it right now. Top Secret is not on this bracket. And it's criminal, but I am a Rowan Atkinson fan, so Johnny English makes bracket.
Yeah.
Austin Powers, Johnny English. Who moves on? Again, bad brackets, man. That's just how it is.
I like Atkinson too, but yeah, no, that's just
yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
That's why it's a 23 seed. Sorry, I like Rowan Atkinson. What can I say?
Yeah, no, it's whatever. I should have. At least it's better than throwing in like epic movie or something.
And your 7th seed is no, I'm just
kidding. Imagine that being 7th.
No, I would not do that at all, because your 7th seed is
gotta be like Hot
the
Shots.
Naked Gun. This is the first one.
Ooh, pretty low, but
2 and the 3rd and the whatever the sequel is. But Naked Gun or Austin Powers. Who moves on?
The Naked Gun. Yep, exactly.
Oh, you could go
Put respect
Naked
on
Gun.
the name. No.
Yeah.
You could go
From
The
the
Naked Gun.
Files of Police
question,
Squad.
or it's from the file. Yeah, there's those.
There's 2 those in there. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but it only counts as one. How many movies have it? There you go. Show me winner.
Oh.
Ooh, Scott, why'd you go Austin Powers?
Just because I really love the gags of Austin Powers. I do think that sometimes they can be a little too much, but I think they're just very fun, especially with the spy genre itself, not really using them as much.
Andrew, what are your thoughts about The Naked Gun?
Yeah, I think it's one where I like both movies. I feel like Austin Powers is like almost a classic, but like not quite there. Whereas like Naked Gun, I feel like has solidified like comedy classic. Which I guess is like a little bit of a snooty answer, so I'll say just like Leslie Nielsen is a treasure. Is so funny. Yeah.
I will say this might have been the toughest one to figure out which movie in the franchise I put in. I love the sequel so much more just because of the baseball scene where he's the umpire. That one's so classic for me. But I went with the original because it was higher on almost every list I looked at. So you guys get a tough one now. The Naked Gun or Spaceballs, which one joins Airplane in the final 4?
Mm-hmm.
Andrew still with the lead, 29-14 to
actually
something.
Randy, that baseball scene was from the first one, man.
Is it from the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So then I love the first one even more.
Because they had the Reggie, what's his face, that was like he was like, must kill the queen.
Was that the first? There you go. My memory.
The second one ended up. It was at that where the one dude in the wheelchair was giving the long speech. They were replacing him and everything, and they ended up on the top of the building and everything.
I just showed you I need to rewatch these movies. So it is the first. Then I love the first one. Then.
Yeah.
Then I'm happy.
The third one is the one he's in prison. Third one jokes are actually not that bad.
All right, let's go with Robert to give us our first pick here.
Love Naked Gun. Like Andrew was just talking about, Leslie Nielsen, just the master parody, the man. But Spaceballs is still a better movie. It is.
Andrew, do you agree or disagree?
I mean, it's my favorite movie, so I got it. It's
clean sweep.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep.
I thought so. I didn't think there was any chance to have a split.
Spaceballs has a lot of greatness.
It's great.
All right. This had a theme, and then things got changed, and it lost the theme. So then
it used to be a themed bracket.
Yep. Team America World Police.
Oh, jeez.
Or your 20 seed, The Comebacks.
Oh.
Which one moves on?
Just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Is one of these not a parody? All right, show me a winner. Team America. Andrew, clean sweep. Clean sweep. Any thoughts on these movies?
Not really.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
My
Perfect.
thought
The
is like,
story behind why Matt Damon they had the puppet talking like that is the best.
wait, I want to know it now.
Oh, they were saying that they kept having trouble with the mold and everything with the puppet and getting everything right, and every time they kept trying, it just kept out the face and everything came out looking worse and worse. So they just decided to make him
Worse and worse.
an
There you
idiot,
go.
like retarded, I guess. Like is the best way to. They're like, screw it.
All right. So Team America moves on.
Against Blazing Saddles.
He's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles. Which one?
At least now
Team
it's
America,
not.
Blazing Saddles.
Why not? Working Blazing Saddles.
All right. Show me a winner.
I don't think anyone's going to choose Team America over Blazing Saddles.
No. Team America is one of those that is on this bracket and I absolutely hate. So
I'd never heard of the comebacks. I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't either.
Team America's a worthy inclusion for a parody because it's a parody of all the action films and everything, all the USA like nationalism action films.
Yeah.
But Blazing Saddles is
It's Blazing Saddles.
goated.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles.
So again, things kind of got mixed up in this bracket as I was battling the whole parody and stuff. So your 12 seed. How about basketball, which could have went up against the comebacks, but things got weird. Or your 21 seed. Three Amigos.
Mm.
Which one moves on? For clarity, South Park was on here for a bit, and I went, nah, that is far more satire. It's a satire of people hating South Park. So I had to take it out, and I did not want to create.
Full disclosure, I don't think either of these movies should be on the list, but
Basketball is a parody of sports movies, sir.
no.
Yes, 100%.
No.
100%. They hit all those tropes in that goddamn movie. And then some.
Anyways.
Show me winner. Three Amigos.
Yeah.
There you go. You guys hate basketball? What's happening? I love
No, I love basketball, but Three Amigos is a classic. Not a parody, but a classic.
I just like Three Amigos better. That's all.
100%. Three Amigos was the one I had South Park on here for a bit, and I had to quickly throw something in there. So I did not look into Three Amigos as much, if it's a parody or not. But it was on a lot of parody lists. So is it better than your 5 seed?
Hot Shots.
No, Monty Python and
There's Monty Python.
Points for Andrew.
Andrew's kicking ass.
Of course. Hopefully all my stuff is in the next one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Scott still in the
Getting worried
negatives.
about that Menace pick. I knew it.
I almost made up the joke that we have 2 episodes tied for the least amount of points combined from the 3 contestants, and Scott was in both of them.
Yep.
And now here he is threatening to have the least amount of points in any episode ever.
He's trying to shoot the
Except
moon.
for 1.
Stick with the
Gets police
negatives,
one more
baby.
time, he wins every one.
All right, show me a winner. Oh yeah, Robert, parody or satire?
It's one of those one that teeters, but
Yeah.
I'd be okay with it being called parody for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like,
More
that's
so
kind
than
of on
the
the
other
line.
ones you got in this bracket. That's for sure.
I feel like other Monty Python movies I would not say are parodies because there's no like source material.
Sure.
But I was like, oh,
yeah.
there is like the legend
There's a
of
lot for Holy
you know,
Grail. So.
King Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like searching for the Grail.
There's a lot
is-
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that for the 24 seed, please.
Oh no.
About the parody of something that's not a movie, please. Just remember that, please. Thank you. That was the one that I was like, I'm going to get yelled at for this last one, but David and I both agreed that we need to go in there. So
Oh, I'm gonna be going after him about this too. Like he'll be getting it through.
There you
I'll
go.
be hitting him up after the show.
Or you can hit him up next week when you guys are going head to head again. Here you go. Blazing Saddles, Monty Python, and the Holy Grail. Only one can make it to the final 4. Best of luck. All right. Who do I start with this time? Let's start with Andrew. Let's go with Scott. Hey, I got it. Tiebreaker, Robert. You got a tiebreaker, and I got it right. Robert, which one moves on?
We know which one he's gonna pick. So. Oh, okay.
Hold that back up. Hold on. What was it? I can have you really
No, Brooks
small.
is king. It's Blazing Saddles, man.
Be the king.
Yeah, just leave it there. No, Brooks is king. Just leave it there.
Yeah.
No, you were totally fine. It was just it was small enough for me to read, and I went to go full screen you so I could read it, and then
I keep forgetting. Yeah, I write like a little kid.
they can see it on the YouTubes and stuff. I have you guys so little so I can mess around with all of the other gimmicks I have to do to make this show run.
You're fine, man. You're
There we
fine.
go. All right, one bracket remaining, and Andrew has quite the lead. We'll see if he
Yes, he
holds
does.
on to it. As your 16 seed is. This is
Hey,
Tap
Spinal
for
Tap.
Robert.
Fantastic
16
movie.
Gets him to 30, but is it better than Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story?
Yes.
We got a game, and Scott's here too.
We got a game going, and I'm just here with my water.
All right, show me a winner.
I'm blurred
Oh
again.
no,
Spinal
Robert.
Tap
oh,
is all the
there
way. There we go.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we know what he chose,
Yeah,
but
not-
Yeah,
wasn't necessary. Totally fine. Anybody like the Dewey Cox movie? Never seen it.
it's all right.
I just put it
I
in there
haven't
because
watched
it's
it
music versus
personally.
music, so.
that's why I chose
It's-
Spinal Tap because I've
it's
seen
alright.
one of those.
All right, but is Spinal Tap better than your number one seed? Good old young Frankenstein.
There it is.
I forgot the one was still out there. I'm okay. I disagree at number one, obviously, with some of your, but so far your top four, I'm not arguing.
I mean, I'd probably swap out Spaceballs and Young Frankenstein personally, but
I would swap Airplane into Young Frankenstein's spot personally.
yeah.
Baseball
I
might be
loved-
like two.
My top 9 were interchangeable for the most part.
Yeah.
Not all the way. Like 9 would not be number one, but
hmm
Again, like I
was-
said,
I
my
was
favorite
very-
is Galaxy Quest, so but I knew
I was
that
very,
was
very
gonna
happy
be
with the
far.
number 9, the top 9, and I've seen them all. So
Unlike our
Um,
friend Sean Garmer, I wasn't going to put personal favorites into my top four, knowing they were never going to get anywhere close.
show me a winner. Hey, some people want to win the episode. Somebody just want to say their stuff.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein. Andrew, is it a clean sweep?
I had to correct the pronunciation.
That's fair.
All right,
Yeah.
we have 3 spots left.
Oof.
to
I am
This is
reveal.
not
gonna
catching
be
up here. This sucks.
Your 9 seed. Robin Hood.
There you go. Give me,
There you go, Scott.
Get me
There you
above the negatives, Robin Hood.
He's
It's not
in the positives. Congratulations. And again, go back to what you guys were saying about
Ugh.
what was it? Monty Python and the Holy Grail being a parody of King Arthur, and it was about 24 seed. Shrek.
Shrek.
Oh.
Parody
Get
of
the
parody of-
hell out of here.
parody
No.
of fairy tale.
No.
Huh.
It takes place in fairy tale. No.
It's a parody of fairy tales. It was on list, dude. It was on the list.
I want to know what list you were looking at. I want to go to these. I'm going to go leave angry comments. That is. Ugh.
And
Interesting.
if you Google it on Google,
If you look at the top parody movies, that and The
No.
Princess Bride are always 1 and 2. No.
the all-seeing AI on Google says yes,
Oh,
Shrek is
geez.
widely considered a parody of classic fairy tales.
Wait, I was so surprised by that. What was the other movie in that?
Robin Hood,
Yeah, I forgot it for a minute too.
the one that'll move on. Robin Hood Men in Tights or Shrek.
Oh,
This was also the one I knew was going to get a lot of grief, and I had to keep it in for the grief because that's what I'm here for.
No, I'm sorry. I just
Google AI says it is.
no, Google AI
is
is
our key.
wrong, dude. It functions.
Google
as-
AI does say that the correct amount of rocks you should eat every day is 2.
Listen, I want everyone to understand
Listen,
AI is
it has
dumb.
It has its own cohesive plot that is not built solely on genre spoofing. It is not a spoof. It's not a parody.
All right, show me Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Okay.
Sure.
Hey, maybe my plot of getting Robin Hood moved on was working. All right, we got one spot.
It should be Hot Shots at this point.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the one problem with having
Yeah.
the 8 seed be the last one. It's usually
Oh, you did part two?
part two. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Hot Shots
Oh, see,
part
that
two.
changes things now.
By the way, Andrew, you get 5 points because whatever the hell Robert said earlier
The
is not
Menace
correct.
Yeah.
You've never seen it or what?
No, I've never even heard of that. I think I do my best when you guys do your drafts and go to your counters to have a poker face. When you said that movie,
He actually
You don't remember the trailer growing up, like Marlon Wayans? He's like somebody's like gonna blast on him, and he says he opens up the thing. He's got a rocket launcher, and he's like, "Do we have a problem?" He's got the braids. He's got like little baby pacifiers hanging from it.
He meant
So, Rob, you have to
Phantom
remember-
Menace, which is a parody of Star Wars as well.
Robert, you have to understand. We grew up in the '90s when Wayans was in like every
We
movie.
are the same age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Wayans was in every movie every year, and they all blended together.
Okay,
So-
I'm sending you the trailer.
Okay, send me that. Just so you guys know, Blank Man was a late cut for this. So, and speaking of Wayans,
They say that more than fucking Shrek, but
I had one that I knew was going to be controversial, and then the others that.
Mhm.
So there you go. All right, show me winner. There you go.
I'm glad we're all on the
Now-
same page here.
yeah, if this had been the first Hot Shots, which it should have been,
Then
This
it would
was
have been
the
a harder
same-
choice for you.
This was
No,
the
it would've
same
been
as,
Hot Shots.
this was the same as the Naked Gun ones. Like I just went with the ones that were higher up on a lot of the lists.
I'm surprised.
I don't think
that
I've
the
ever
sequel would be
seen-
higher than the ones in the.
I'm just sad Kung
crazy.
Pao never made it in. That's also one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, Kung Pao's not on there, man. That's
Yeah.
There's some good ones. Again, this was another one where I had over 40 movies wrote down.
I can say I never would have guessed Shrek on my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I would not have guessed Shrek at all.
Good. I'm here to keep you guys on your toes. All right, Robin Hood or Young Frankenstein? Which one goes into the final four? All right. Let's go with Scott. Scott, where you go? Ooh, he goes Robin Hood. I like it. Robert.
Nice.
Andrew.
love Young Frankenstein, but it's great, but I personally enjoy Robin Hood Men in Tights more.
Yeah, this was one I'm not gonna. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. Where I like went with the like more conventionally better movie.
Mhm.
But I feel like personally I've laughed more.
Mm.
I feel like Young Frankenstein is like witty, but Robin Hood Men in Tights is like laugh out loud funny.
It's because as much as great as Gene Wilder is and was and will always be, Cary Elwes is just
he's a force of nature.
yeah in everything he does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
The
I
best
think I'd
villain
say
in
that
Psych. No.
Young Frankenstein I think is the better movie, but
Sure.
I do think Robin Hood Men in Tights is funnier
Mhm.
personally.
like I am 100% on board with that.
All right. We now will figure out your bubble pick.
Oh,
Remember, this is worth
jeez. I don't even know if that was 24. Can't even imagine what 25 is gonna be.
Wait,
20.
remind me what this one is again.
Oh, you haven't seen this before.
I haven't
this
seen
is-
this one. This is new.
Okay. So, for those that are not well versed in the season 2 of Bad Brackets. This is the one movie that just missed the cut. It's the bubble pick. If you're a sports fan, there's bubble teams for the March Madness and all that stuff. Again, we've added to it because nobody has gotten one of these correct yet. So this one is worth 10 points because we're trying for the 10th time to get it correct. So this is the movie that just barely missed the bracket. And we are going to go in order of points. This is not a draft form, so you can copy if you want, but that is why we have the leader go first. So you don't really want to copy the person who is in the lead because you're trying to catch him. So Andrew, give me your pick.
You might want to copy me because I think this we all agree maybe, but it is Kung Pao.
Dang it!
Yeah, sorry, Scott.
Wow. Robert, where do you want to go?
There's a movie missing from this, and we mentioned it earlier, and it should be on the bracket, and it's missing, and I'm very upset about that. So I'm hoping it's The Bubble. But give me Top Secret.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Top Secret. Scott.
Kung Pao, though. I mean, but Top Secret is just.
Well, I mean, I was gonna go with Kung Pao, but let's just go with Kung Fu Hustle because that's the other one that I know.
All right. Your bubble pick. I love the confidence. Kung Pao was the
Ooh.
Oh, yep.
pick. Andrew gets the 10 points,
It's
and
the
we will
bubble.
reset
Okay.
that. And we'll probably
Top
knock it
Secret
down.
not
to-
going.
Do I get anything for that being my initial pick? No.
I will also say we'll probably set the bubble pick to 5 next week, and until we get through 5.
Andrew
so it's
comes
not
in
just
this
worth
first
one
season with
point.
a vengeance.
Comes in
Yeah,
good.
I'm striking back.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Here is your
Oh.
final 4.
Ooh.
First matchup: Airplane or Spaceballs.
I feel like I'm gonna be alone,
Sorry, I wanted
even though I shouldn't be. But whatever.
All right, let's start with Scott. There's the Spaceballs. Andrew, let me see yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna be alone. The one that started it all.
Numero uno.
Spaceballs.
Airplane not winning hits
Into
to the
the
crime.
finals.
I mean, Spaceball is good, but it's fine.
I will admit, this is where I'm doing the opposite of Robin Hood and Young Frankenstein, where like I think Airplane is the better film, but Spaceballs made me laugh more.
All right, Blazing Saddles, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Which one's going to go up against Spaceballs?
Is it gonna be Mel Brooks or is it gonna be Mel Brooks? Going up
I
against
just
Mel
hope
Brooks.
Mel Brooks wins.
Mel Brooks just
What's
wins.
gonna happen here?
All right, Robert.
Blazing Saddles.
Scott. All right, Andrew, you're the tiebreaker. Blazing Saddles. All right. Get it in the right spot-ish. There you go. You guys are already writing. I love it. Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles. Only one could be the best parody movie of all the time. And we will start with Robert.
Of course, I don't know what's going on with this thing today. All right. This does not reflect my personal preference, but it is a Hail Mary strategy pick because I have a feeling somebody's gonna be, picking the winner.
Okay.
Sarah?
Andrew, let me see yours.
See, yeah, it was a strategy, so I got to see what Scott does though. But yeah, so
Baseball all the way.
not mad about it.
Yeah. Hey, Mel Brooks wins either way. I will say
Andrew
this.
says not mad about it because I picked it.
Because I picked it as my winner.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, that's why I was trying to. I had Airplane. It is what it is.
All right, let's give out your guys' bonus points. Congratulations to Spaceballs for being the greatest parody movie of all time. Give out some more points for you guys. Here was your final four. Andrew
Yeah.
actually went Airplane in the finals,
Yeah.
but then knocked it out with
Oh, wow.
Spaceballs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Scott had Kung Pao.
I told you I had Kung Pao.
Wait, you voted for Spaceballs over Airplane and you had it as your winner?
Wait, I'm seeing. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was like, I thought Airplane was gonna win. But Spaceballs, I was like, personally, that's the one I want to win. So I
You
kind
should
of
have
went
voted
either
for
way.
what you had points for.
Well, Andrew's like, I got this in the bag already, so I'm just gonna go first.
Andrew doesn't need the extra points.
I know, that's
Yeah.
More
crazy.
points on this than I did actually in the game.
That's true. All right. Try that again. All right, let's give out your bonus question points, even though Andrew kind of has run away with this thing.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't matter, but it might give me at least another point.
How many movies on the bracket have the word "the" in the title? Andrew said 2. Robert said 5. Scott said 15.
I thought a lot was going to be of the whole "thes" that was going on, but no.
And the answer was 5.
There you go.
Robert gets a point. He's getting closer.
I'm not catching them with that. That Kung Pao. I should have went with Kung Pao. I should have just said, let's just get the same vote as him, just in case. I might have pulled this off because I think this is 2.
Bonus question: how many movies on the bracket, primarily in space? The answer, I clicked the wrong thing. It's 3, sir. You said 2. Andrew said 2. Scott said 4. You forgot about
I was debating between 3 and 4 because I thought of Starship Troopers and I was like, oh, there's probably another movie I have no idea that exists in this that could be in space.
I knew Spaceballs and Galaxy Quest. Starship Troopers shouldn't even be on there.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Oh, it's not. This is not worth 25 points. The 25 points was last week, and I didn't.
Yeah, I don't think this matters.
I don't have it now because you threw shit like Shrek.
How many movies on the bracket have a person's name in the title? And the answer was 7.
Because Johnny fucking English and Shrek are.
Shrek was not one of these, by the way.
What was the other one?
The names were Johnny English, Dewey Cox.
Oh yeah, because Dewey Cox.
Austin Powers, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Monty Python,
Shaun
I guess, is a name. Sean was a name.
Shaun of the Dead.
Frankenstein is a name. So
yeah. Frankenstein.
There you go. Another episode in the books and a first-time winner. Andrew comes in. 1 episode, gets a victory. You get
probably got as much points as I've gotten this entire season in this 1 episode for him.
Honestly, like
he has more, Scott.
That doesn't give me much confidence.
This is like the one thing that I know about. So official. I'm like, you know, if I didn't get this one, I would never win one.
That's the official, by the way, because that AJ Styles one does not count. That was a last minute replacement.
Totally fair. Andrew, your thoughts on the new season of Bad Brackets and getting your victory?
Yeah. As I said, I was like, one day there's going to be one that I'm like, this is something I know about. So when you said parody movies, I was like, that's the thing I know about. I don't know if there's like anything that I like. Yeah, there's maybe I could win if you did like all the Shakespeare plays, but like I don't know them as well as parody movies.
Listen, you're one of the few smart guys that I know, so it would be tough to find other people.
Yeah, that's just me. I'm only in that one.
Well, Andrew, you know parody movies. You won. I tip my hat to you. It's just a shame that Randy doesn't.
Are you saying we need to have a movie night where we just watch parody movies?
The other one that I will straight up admit is Shrek, and it was just hilarious that I found it on lists, and then the AI thing made me laugh. So
I posted the trailer for Don't Be a Menace in the chat. Maybe you'll see it.
Have to check it out.
Maybe it'll jog a memory.
There's gonna be one just of ranking the Shreks.
Well, we need a lot more of those. I want to thank all 3 of these guys for helping me out and trying to school me on what a parody movie is. I didn't listen to a single thing that they said in this whole episode, and I won't when I edit it either, so don't worry about it. Andrew comes in, gets his first win of the season, so congratulations to him. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get the 50. Can we get the 50 subs? That would be fun. it's a long time coming. We're having a good time here either way. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. We just do this to flip each other crap and for them to yell at me. That's the whole thing. Again, if you have not watched any of these episodes before, literally when we took the break after what we're now calling season 1 because jobs happened and busy times happened, the only reason we came back was because multiple people messaged me, mostly Robert Taylor, going, "I miss yelling at you." So, that is
I'm gonna yell at you on camera again.
It's always fun.
It's like I was fine being done for the fall because we still had football to yell at each other about, but now football's done, and I need another reason to yell at you. So there you go.
You guys should have heard us discussing the first time he had me recording podcasts, and then we started talking about Conquered.
The Conquer argument will be coming at some point. But it's not in what was set for season 2, but it's coming soon.
There you go. Games, it's coming.
That will do it. Do not forget that good brackets do not last forever, but bad brackets do. That was a good one. Failed the line.